This will destroy your balls. I recently watched a short with some guy claiming that eating soy will destroy your balls and make you less masculine. Now, the problem with this video was that this guy was a big guy, and the amount of steroids that he has shot up in his life to grow his muscles that big must have completely destroyed his balls. There must be absolutely fuck all going on down there right now. Now, taking performance enhancing drugs may grow your muscles and impress other guys, but it will probably lead to destroying your balls and you ceasing to hormonally function as a man. Think about this. You've got a male identity document in your pocket, but you no longer function hormonally as a man. This is a perfect use for the they and theirs pronouns. Agreed? Yeah. Now, everything in life comes at a price. If you want to engage in becoming a big guy with big muscles, then be prepared to pay that price. So unless you are looking to become Mr. Olympia or forge a career as a Hollywood actor like Arnold Schwarzenegger and do something absolutely, useful and fundamental with that, then ask yourself, what are you really doing this for? Does this obsession with size serve you any real purpose other than the destruction of your balls? In the self-improvement and masculinity niche, it seems that growing a beard, using more skincare products than the average woman and shooting up steroids to grow big has come to be viewed as being masculine. But the number one biomarker for masculinity is the natural production of testosterone, the male sex hormone, in your balls. So if you destroy your balls, and your only connection to masculinity is the identity documents in your pocket, then can you really describe yourself as masculine? Well, no, because you no longer produce male hormones. And for what? To impress people? To seek validation? To gratify the ego? To attract women, as many seem to think you need to do these days? Well, it seems that modern masculinity is boasting and bragging about being in the top 1% of men. You're not. Seeking validation and the gratification of the lesser self or the personal ego. Now, what is this type of behaviour in reality? It's being extremely needy. So, how does this correlate to attracting women for you guys? First, nothing turns a woman off more than a needy guy who needs constant validation. Look at me. And this comes across in many forms. To offer love to a woman in return for love and genuine affection and attention from her is not being needy, as these guys seem to suggest, but needing to be obsessed with size and impressing people comes from a deep-seated inferiority complex and demonstrates a high level of self-obsession. Now, these things will turn off the majority of women. Sure, a woman will be attracted to a guy who respects himself enough to take care of his physical body and his appearance, but taken to obsession, this is going to have the opposite effect. Now, a guy with a natural physique, I've got a natural physique here, tends to just look just like a slim, normal guy when he's wearing clothes, as I am now. It's not so obvious that he even works out, but when she takes the wrapping off and sees the naturally chiseled physique underneath here and realizes that this optimized body also comes with a lack of self-love and obsession, how do you think she sees this? Firstly, she sees a guy who is confident enough in himself that he does not see the need to show off like a primary school kid. She sees his self-reliance. This shows her he is masculine enough. She also sees a guy who is not an attention-seeking namby-pamby, who sees the need to puff out his chest and start flexing every time a woman is nearby. Now, this gives her the confidence and trust in that guy. She will never feel safe around a self-obsessed guy who needs to impress everyone. He's a degenerate red pill player and who sees all women as notches on a bedpost. You know, women don't want this thing. They want a man who, you know, you're in a bar with a woman or a restaurant with a woman. The woman wants you looking at her, not looking like this every time. You know, a nice looking woman floats past you and grabs your attention. You know, it's not good. Now, there is a reason that these alpha dating coaches use gear to impress their male audiences, to sell you expensive courses. There is a reason that they create an illusion that they have options. They do this by hiring girls to pose in their videos or their social media posts, to sell you useless coaching courses that don't even work for themselves. And guys flock to this instant gratification mindset like flies around shit. It's like fapping over an OnlyFans girl. Something that they tell you is instant gratification. So using steroids, renting girls to pose in photos and videos, and boasting like immature schoolboys to seek validation from an audience is instant gratification times 1,000 compared to the things that these gurus are telling you what not to do. They promote the ideal that they commit to no one woman because no self-respecting woman would husband them up in a million years. They're just making excuses for themselves. The women see right through them very quickly. How many women have been scammed by guys like these? And these guys are then condemning these women because they have a high body count. In reality, these women have just been fucking taken for a ride by some degenerate player and fooled by him. You know, it wasn't their fault. Hopefully they learned from these mistakes. Now, the point is, you reap what you sow. If you are showing off using your size, the appearance of wealth or status to attract women, then all you will get are women that will use you, chew you up, and then spit you out before moving on to the next gullible, self-loving fool. This is what you will get following their advice. Now, these alpha gurus will end up as single guys when they're older. With the gear use, they will have destroyed their balls and will be sat there as depressed older guys wishing that they could fap over porn, but can't because it's all stopped working. Because of all the gear that they took to impress their audience, and their incomes will dry up because guys will see right through their bullshit eventually and stop buying their courses. No self-respecting woman will ever marry them or claim them as their man. You know, it's a great honour in life for a guy when a woman claims you as her man. When this happens to you, you know you're a real masculine man. Women will husband up the confident guy who is not a weak and needy show-off, not one suffering with the self-obsession virus that is flooding the online space right now. So don't follow in their path. Their path results in the destruction of their balls, no more production of male hormones, and ultimately the transition into femininity. Subscribe to this channel and follow this series for more.